Hi, everyone. Good morning and happy Friday. I am excited to talk to you about this topic today, and I hope you find it helpful. So, I've been talking to some people this week, and it makes me really sad to hear when people say they've worked with other career coaches on their resume and LinkedIn, several different people, and are still not landing a job. And I think it's really tough to know who's going to be able to help you, but also, what you need to do to get a job. Like, do you need to apply to 500 jobs? Do you need to talk to 100 people? And so, um, one thing I want to talk to you about today is motivation to try and think differently about your job search. And I'll go and address that main pain point at the end. So, today I was reflecting on my time helping start a social enterprise in Haiti. I had a friend that moved there, and she essentially knew she wanted to help but didn't know how, and quickly learned that people just wanted jobs and there weren't enough jobs. They wanted to work. So she was like, let me go create jobs. So now I need to figure out something that I can make that people want to buy. And so she went and did this, and she found like a lot of people didn't have shoes. So she was like, okay, let's make sandals and let's make them out of tires that are being burned and it's bad for the environment. So let's just do all of this, and the sole of the sandal will be tire. Um, and so essentially that's what she set out to do. And it was really cool because I was a part of the working board and was the vice chair and helped do all the different functions to help start this social enterprise in Haiti. It's really cool. It's still around today. But this was something that I drew on in my job search when I was like, wow, I've done a lot. I am really, really capable. And I know that I can figure out this job search. And I know that these are the unique things of where I'm really good at. And so I need to make sure that that shines through in my interviews, on all of my collateral, like your LinkedIn, your posts, your your articles, your resume, and so your interview follow-up. And so what I want to talk to you about today is, even if you've worked with resume writers, LinkedIn profiles, I think a lot of times we think that that's like the easy button and that someone's going to help us figure out what that is and convey that. And I think that's just what's missing a lot of the time. Like, I had an amazing career coach and she helped me with this. And I do feel like she was able to know me and make sure that my resume represented that. And I was proud of it. This is missing for a lot of people, even after they work with a coach. And so what I highly recommend is you do the audit yourself. Go through and come up with some things that you're really, really proud of, like my Haiti story, and figure out if that is clear on your LinkedIn profile, if it's clear on your resume. Ask people to look at your resume just randomly. I mean, everyone will give you feedback. Resumes are super, super subjective. So everyone's going to tell you to change something. And this can get really overwhelming. But just say, what do you like? What are you getting that I'm good at from this? Like, for example, and hear what they have to say. And if they're not saying the things that you know to be true, then that is an area where you can improve. And also, like, if you're going to work with anyone on your resume or LinkedIn profile, this is what you want as an outcome. And so I think, like, I'm learning in my own business, before you hire anyone to do anything, you need to know what you want from them and have tried to do it yourself, in a sense that, because if you haven't tried to do it yourself, you don't know what you need help with. And so, like, go through this little audit yourself so that you then know, if you're going to hire someone for a resume or a LinkedIn profile, what to ask of them. Um, and really, it should be that your unique value is demonstrated in a way that someone can understand from the perspective of a hiring manager for the roles that you're trying to target. Now, I do talk about how to do this in my private podcast. I unpack it all of, like, there is a specific track for people who are not getting interviews. And so, like, I highly recommend checking that out because it's going to help you unpack how to look at it from a hiring manager's perspective and unpack your unique value. But either way, like, when you're hiring someone, and if you've hired them in the past, try and think about what you could have asked them to do differently. Like, for example, I'm even just looking at my house right now. I'm sitting outside, and this is how I know I have too much to do. Instead of admiring the beautiful view, I look at some of the paint marks. I don't think you can see that, but they actually went back. The painter went back and painted over the ceiling with brush marks when it had all been sprayed, and now I can see all the brush marks. Now, some of that I wouldn't have known to ask for, but had I tried to do the sealing myself, I might have thought about that. How are you gonna make sure if you have to touch something up that it blends in? And so, shoulda, woulda, coulda, it's easier with hindsight, but having tried to do something yourself, I know a lot of times we wanna pick the easy button. It's really gonna help you know what to ask when you're hiring, someone to help you with your resume or LinkedIn profile. I will also just say, if you're looking at, like, a $300 service for your resume or LinkedIn, it's not enough money. That's not gonna get you what you need. And so I recommend really figuring out what you want so that you know then how to, like, look at different services and figure out who's gonna be able to perform for you. Because it really breaks my heart having heard people who have worked with all these different people, and they're still not landing interviews, and they don't have the strategy they need to get it done. And so, I hope that's helpful for all of you and can give you some area of focus in your job search. So, like, really think about, where are you stuck? Are you getting interviews but no offers? Are you are you not getting interviews at all? And if you're not getting interviews at all, it's likely not your experience. It's very likely that your value is not clearly communicated on your materials in a way that someone would understand. So that is a place to spend some time. All right, have a wonderful weekend. Hopefully, you do not spend too much time job searching. Rest is very, very important, and I'll talk to you all on Monday.